Welcome back to Civil Defiance. Tonight we're talking about a disease that infects every American household, a slow-motion catastrophe that drains your bank accounts, steals your peace of mind, and, for many, ultimately steals your life. I'm talking about American healthcare. Look at your screens. Read the headlines. Right now, this nation is paralyzed by a long-running government shutdown. And what is the supposed issue? What is the noble cause that forces hundreds of thousands of federal workers to go unpaid and essential services to grind to a halt? It is, predictably, healthcare, specifically the question of whether basic medical coverage is a fundamental human right or a commodity to be rationed and sold. But here is the cynical truth. The shutdown is not a war. It is an argument over the price tag of your cage. Both sides know this. Both sides are using this paralyzing crisis as political theater, playing on your desperation and your very human need for basic security. They scream about their differences, but the end result is always dictated by the Uni-Party consensus. The system remains broken for you and perfectly intact for them. Tonight we expose the most egregious, hypocritical, and utterly contemptible scam in Washington, the Healthcare Apartheid. While you drown in deductibles, and while the government shuts down over whether you deserve to live, your so-called representatives are lounging in a taxpayer-funded healthcare paradise. Let's start with your reality. For most of you, your health insurance is a cruel joke. It's less insurance and more catastrophic financial risk management. You pay exorbitant premiums every month. Many of you have thousands, if not tens of thousands, of dollars in deductibles before your coverage even kicks in. Your copays are a tax on simply seeing a doctor, and then after all that, you get hit with surprise bills for out-of-network providers, even in an in-network hospital. According to a 2023 KFF Kaiser Family Foundation survey, the average annual premium for employer-sponsored family health coverage is over $22,000. That's more than many Americans pay for rent or a car. And what do you get for it? You get insurance that often refuses to cover your prescriptions, denies your essential procedures, and forces you to fight tooth and nail with bureaucrats just to get basic care. I'm not making this up. Listen to the anguish in the real world. How many of you listening right now have put off a necessary doctor's visit, skipped a critical prescription, or gone into crippling debt because of a sudden illness? This isn't just an economic issue, it's a moral failing of the highest order. Your system is designed to extract maximum profit from your pain, not to heal you. It's a funnel, with your money pouring in at the top, and crumbs, if you're lucky, trickling out to save your life at the bottom. And who built this funnel? The Uni-Party of corporate influence. Now let's peek behind the velvet rope into the gilded marble halls of Congress. While you're scraping pennies, your elected officials are living in a healthcare utopia. Before 2014, members of Congress received their health care through the Federal Employees Health Benefits Program, FHBP, a robust, highly subsidized plan. Then came the Affordable Care Act, ACA. The law mandated that members of Congress and their staff get their insurance through the ACA exchanges like regular Americans, right? WR on. This is where the Uni-Party self-preservation kicks in. The Office of Personnel Management, OPM, an executive branch agency, swiftly issued a rule change in 2013. This rule allowed Congress members and their staff to continue receiving generous employer contributions, the taxpayer subsidy, towards their ACA plans. Senator Chuck Grassley, a Republican from Iowa, publicly criticized this. He stated, and I quote from a 2013 press release, "It's not fair that Congress would get a special deal on health care that the rest of America doesn't get. Congress wrote the law. Congress ought to live under the law just as it is written." Powerful words, Senator Grassley, but did anything change? No. So what does this mean? It means your politicians enroll in the ACAC exchanges, pick some of the most premium platinum plans available, and you, the taxpayer, pick up roughly 75% of their premium. Yes, you heard that right. While you get high deductibles and limited networks, they get gold-plated plans with minimal out-of-pocket costs, all subsidized by your hard-earned dollars. This is a rule change engineered by the executive branch to grant a special exemption to the legislative branch, preserving their elite status while forcing the rest of the country into a broken system. This is the definition of the Uni-Party working together. Let's talk about the shutdown. The official televised narrative is one of brave ideological warriors standing firm on principle. The reality is that the shutdown is a controlled demolition of public confidence used to secure the politicians' positions of power, regardless of the outcome for you. They are holding the entire country hostage over whether healthcare is a right. Yet, during this very shutdown, what do the members of Congress still have? Their gold-plated, taxpayer-subsidized healthcare remains fully active. Their salaries continue to be paid, or they are guaranteed back pay the moment the government reopens, unlike the furloughed federal workers they claim to represent. Think about the sheer blinding audacity. They shut down the government, using the healthcare needs of the public as the central political weapon, all while their own superior healthcare coverage, the very definition of what they are denying the poor and the middle class, is completely insulated from the crisis. This is the ultimate example of the Uni-Party consensus, sufferance for the public, security for the elite. I'm not alleging any specific politician broke a law by accepting these benefits. What I am alleging is that they are participants in a legalized racket, a morally reprehensible system that prioritizes their self-interest and corporate donors over the health and well-being of the very people they swore to serve. This is the ultimate expression of the Uni-Party. They bicker about the minutiae, the pre-existing conditions, or the public option, but they are utterly unified on one crucial point: their own comfort and security at your expense. They will never truly fix healthcare for the masses because they've already fixed it for themselves. The shutdown is not a fight for you. It is a performance for the cameras. It's a calculated move to distract you from the truth. The Uni-Party has the power to guarantee healthcare for every American, but they refuse to do so because their personal comfort and their corporate funding depend on the system remaining fractured, confusing, and obscenely profitable. Wake up. Stop believing the theater. Stop debating the crumbs they throw at you while they feast on the whole cake. Demand that they live under the same system they impose on you. Anything less is an acceptance of your servitude. This is a crime against the spirit of the Republic, a profound act of systemic betrayal. This is civil defiance. Think about what you've been told to believe. We'll be back next week.